Hello guys, welcome to our channel and welcome to the game development season using Python Pygame. In this tutorial we are going to talk about our green box, our target. So let's just get started. Let's open our Visual Studio Code. Now before we draw our target on a screen, let's talk about some basic like how to make 2D shapes in Pygame. So for that let's just start with something simple. First we are going to draw some lines, circles, and then we are going to talk about our target. So let me show you how to use pygame.draw functionality. We are going to draw the line first. So it is going to take some parameters. First is going to be the screen, on which screen you want to appear your lines. So in our case it is going to be the game window. Second is going to be the color, what kind of color you want for the line. For that let's just use one of the color we already have defined, so let's just use green. Third is going to be the starting point of the line, so it is going to be the x and y coordinate of the starting point of line, and we are going to store it in a tuple. So we are going to store it in a parenthesis. Let's just say 70 and 50. Okay, fourth parameter is going to be the ending point of the line, and we are also going to store it in the tuple, and let's just say 70 and 120. Okay, so basically this is the four parameter required to draw a line on pygame. There is one more parameter, but it is actually default, so we don't need to pass it. It is going to be a width is going to be a 1 as a default, but if you want to change it you can change it, like passing a 2 over here. Okay, so let's just save the file and run it. Let's see how does it look like. Okay, as you can see there is our line, a green line, pretty basic thing. Let's just draw some circle. First two thing is going to be the same, pygame.draw, because we are using pygame.draw functionality. What we want with it, so we want a circle, so we are going to pass the circle. It is also going to take some parameters. First two are going to be the same. First is going to be the game window screen, and second is going to be the color. Let's just use red this time. Third is going to be the center point of a circle. For that we are going to use x and y coordinate and put it in the tuple, and it is going to be, it can be anything, it is up to you, your choice. You can use whatever you like. For that I have just used 100. Fourth is going to be the radius, so the radius is going to be, let's just say 25, and that's it. Save the file, run the program, and let's see what happened. So we are able to get our circle. As you can see it is filled with a red color, but if you want it as a hollow, so you can do it by just passing the width. It is an optional, totally up to you. If you want an hole or a circle, then just pass the width, save the file, run the program, and you are going to get your hollow circle. Okay, pretty simple things. Let's just do one more. We are going to draw an ellipse this time. Pygame.draw dot ellipse. Wait a second, you can also type like this if you want. You don't want to type everything, and just do this. Okay, it is also going to show you what kind of parameters it requires. First is going to be the surface, so in our case it is going to be the game window, right? Second is going to be the color, so let's just pass blue. Third is going to be the pygame rect function, So it is going to be an list. So we are going to put it into the bracket, and it is going to take four arguments. First is going to be the x coordinate. So let's just say 70. Second is going to be the y coordinates. So let's just say 70. Third is going to be the height and width of a ellipse. So you can pass whatever you like. Let's just 50, 20. Don't make it same. If you pass the same height and width, then ellipse is going to be a circle. Okay. And as you can see, width is already been default 0. So let it be that. Save the file and run. As you can see, we got our ellipse over here. So this is the basic thing how to make 2D shapes. I hope you get my point. Really basic stuff. Actually, we don't need it. I was just showing guys how to make 2D shapes. Let's remove this. Now let's get back to the business. What we want is our target. So for that we are going to make another function outside the game loop. Let's just call it a block, and we are going to pass some parameters. First is going to be the color, second is going to be the x coordinate, and third is going to be the y coordinate. See, for now we actually need one more, but we are just going to pass it when we are going to require it. So that is it. And here we need to draw a square. So we are going to use pygame.draw functionality. Direct. Okay. First is going to be the surface. So in our case, it is going to be the game window. Second is going to be the color. So we are passing our parameter color. Third is going to be the rect function. So it is going to be a list. And as usual, it is going to take four arguments. First is going to be the para x and y coordinate. So we are passing our x and y coordinate. Okay. Third is going to be the height and width of a square. So we want actually square, so it is going to be the same. Height and width is going to be the same. So let's just put it into the variable and store it. So whenever we need, we can just change the variable value of a variable. Let's just call it block size. Okay. We haven't made it yet, so it is showing us error. Okay, that is it. Let me just make this variable, and for that we come into the game loop, and over here we are going to define this variable block size. Okay, let's just call it a 35. Okay, for now you can change it afterwards. And we are using this variable outside the game loop, so we need to define it as a global variable. So let's just come over here and declare it global. So we are not able to showing any errors. Okay, so we are not getting any errors, so we are good to go. So let's just run our little function inside our while loop over here. Let's just call the function. Is going to require three arguments. First is going to be the color. Let's just pass the green. X and y coordinate. Let's just say 150 and 250. Okay. Save the file. Run the file. There you go. You go to your target, your square box. Okay. Let's just little view the border radius. Okay. Let me show you what I am talking about. In here we can pass one more parameter. call border radius. And let's just give it a 4. See how does it look like. Let's just save the file and run it. Well, it does look pretty good. Let's leave it for a while. If we need to change it, we will do it. Okay, now let's just talk about the number written on it. If you guys remember, there is a number written inside our target. So for that, we are going to define a variable, one more variable. Let's just call it a number. Okay. And for that, we actually need to randomly change that number. So we are going to use one of the Python module called random. So for that, we need to import it first. Oh, we have already imported it. Okay. Let me just do it again. Just simply type import random. Okay. And now over here, we are going to use this random dot rand it, and it is going to return a number from where it is going to choose randomly between 0 to 260. I have just randomly selected this number. You can choose whatever you like. So we are going to use this number outside this game loop. So we are also going to define it a global. Okay, we are going to use it here, and to use that, let's just pass one more parameter and call it a text. We are going to use text split function. We are going to call this function over here, and we are going to pass the value. It want a text. Let's just type our text over here. We are going to pass our text. Second is going to be the color. So we are going to pass the color. Color is going to be the black one. What kind of color do you want for the numbers which appearing inside the target? So that is going to be the black. Like looks like we haven't defined the black, so we're going to do it in a much. That is going to be the x and y coordinates. So let's just pass x and y. It is going to give us an error, but let's just pass it for now to show you guys how does it work. And fifth is going to be the size. Let's just say 22. Okay. Now it is taking a 4. Let's just define first this black color. Okay. From over here, and going to pass the RGB values inside the tuple. Black is a simple one. It is just opposite of the white. Okay. So there you go. That's our black color. So we are not showing any getting any errors. And when we are calling this block function, this time it is going to take 4 arguments, not a 3. So over here we need to add one more argument as a text, and text is going to be the string. So inside the commas we are just going to put a number. Okay, so that is where we are able to convert the number into that string. Okay, so let's just save the file and run it. Let's see if we are getting any errors or not. voila, we are not getting errors. But as you can see, it is taking the same x and y. We are using the block function to draw the rectangle, or sorry, the draw square and bleed the text, and both are taking the same x and y coordinates. That is where we are getting this issue. If we are able to get this, it is coming, it is not coming the way we wanted it. So there is a two way to solve this problem. We Let me just show you. Over here, x and y, you can manually, with try and error method, you can add and subtract the value like that. If you change the value over here, x plus 15 maybe, and plus 12, it is just try and error method. Okay, simple try and error method use. Try something numbers, save the file and run it, and let's see where is your number is appearing. As you can see, it is now little bit of middle, but not accurate. So let's just do one more time. Let's give it a 16. 5 plus 16. Okay, let's save the file, run it again and see where is it. As you can see, it is little bit of, coming into the center. It is the one way to do it, but we are not going to do like this. Okay, I just want to show you guys we are able to do it that way too. It is a hard way, long way, old way, but let me show you one more way. For that, we are going to store it into a variable. Let's just call it, I don't know, let's just call it a b. Okay, we're going to store it inside the variable b, and we are going to use this. So we are going to call the points of this rectangle object. Let's just say we want the center point, so we are going to type b dot center. It is going to give you the value of a center point, value of the x and y coordinate of this rectangle. Okay, going to do the same over here. Going to call the center point. Now this x, and we actually need only one value. Over here we need the value of x, and over here we are going to need the value of y. And this for that we are going to use Python slicing method. I hope you are familiar with slicing. We are going to use list slicing. So for that we are going to use round square brackets. For the x we are going to first, it is the first value, so for that 0, and for the y value we are going to use 1. As you guys remember, first point is always going to be represented by 0, and second is going to be the 1. Slicing always start with 0 and 1. Okay, so that's it. Let's just save the file and run it again. As you can see, it is now in a center. Let's just use another word. Let's just use 10 number, other number. Save the file, run it again, and as you can see, 10 is also in the center. We don't have to do much over here. So I recommend you to use this method. It is pretty simple and very accurate. Okay, so now we, instead of this text, we are going to use our number and going to pass it inside the string. Okay, we have already defined our number as a global variable, so we are not going to get any errors. So let's just save the file and run it again, and as you can see, we are getting some random numbers. We have got 26, just say 0, whatever, what are you giving over here, it doesn't matter. Okay, because it is randomly selecting from this number. As you can see, it is 26 again. It is a 6. We are getting different type of numbers. Now I think we don't even need the parameter or first parameter. It is just to show you guys, you know. Over here we are also going to remove that and save the file and run it again. Voila, there you go. Okay, I hope you get my point. We have defined our block function now. It is complete. Before finishing the video, let's just pass some more variables inside our game loop function. We are going to use this variable into the next tutorial. So we are just passing right now. Let's just, first is going to be the block x. It is going to be the x coordinate value of a block. Second is going to be the block y, value of a y coordinate. Okay, what is going to be block change in x direction. Okay, fourth is going to be the block change in y direction. Going to pass the value 0. I have done some spelling mistake. Let's just correct it. Okay, and one more variable. We have already defined the velocity, so can't define it again. So let's just call it block velocity. Okay, and just defining the variables, not going to pass any values. Okay, so that is it for today's session. I hope you guys like it and you guys now able to understand this concept, how to draw a rectangle and how to put a number inside our target. I hope you guys get it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, then please like the button and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any query, then tell us about it in a comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.